What would it take to fight Tom Aspinall from the UFC? Like, what does the UFC got to do?
Said something real wild on off the cuff. I'll see you guys later.
That's it.
Yeah, right. Thanks for the happy
Jon
beer.
Jones, the legend.
Yeah. I don't want to say that I'm retired because fighting's in my blood. Right now, I could really care less about fighting. I've been doing it my whole life at a very high level. When the itch comes back, and if it comes back, then I'll do it with my whole heart. I'll do it to the best of my abilities. But right now, I see the way people look at me and the way I make people feel. Now my job is to serve that, give that to my fans, let them know what I have inside. I've punched and kicked enough people. What's that Italian phrase? Came, saw, and conquered. That's genuinely how I feel. It's been great, man. Life's been so amazing.
What do you make of like Tom Aspinall and all the things that...
I think he's awesome, man. I think he's awesome. I think he should go on and have a wonderful career. When you want something bad enough, and if you get it, it could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
Whew. That was dope.
He's just not in the position to like excite me. It's just the truth.
Jon Jones has confirmed during an appearance on the Nelk Boys podcast that he's currently not stepping back into the octagon. When pushed for more details, things got tense. He ended up cutting the interview short and walking off the set. The MMA world has been buzzing ever since.
Nah, man, Jon's retired. What are we talking about, guys? Jon, you guys don't follow Jon on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that...
No, me too, actually. Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know Jon's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And, you know, we move on. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So Jon's retired and it's time that we move on.
It's not about you, Jon. It's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your story. If you want to enjoy your life, if you want to be a part of a reality show, if you want to take that money and delay things and hold someone else's dreams back from becoming a reality, that is ducking. That is ducking, because there is a time-honored tradition in this business, in the sport, in combat sports, in fight sports, in sports period, that the whole thing has to move along. It's not about your story. Your story is great and you're living your best life, great. Get rid of that belt. If you want to do that, great. No one will begrudge you. Everyone thinks you've done enough. You've earned enough. You've proven enough. Now allow someone else to have that same story. Allow someone else to write that same story. You are holding him back. You are holding back not only Tom Aspinall, but the rest of the division. So yes, you're missing the point. This isn't about you. It's about the belt. How many more times does Tom have to say it? He would love to fight him. He would love to be he would love to have the opportunity to be that guy. He would love it. Who wouldn't? But he just wants that belt. He wants whatever that belt signifies, whatever it symbolizes, and what it brings. It brings all the things that Jon Jones is enjoying right now, because if Jon Jones wasn't the most decorated champion, wasn't the greatest light heavyweight champion, wasn't the 2-division champion, he wouldn't be doing things like this. He wouldn't get opportunities like this. He wouldn't get the opportunity to live his best life. And now you are stopping someone else from living their best life. Do you get the difference? It's not about you. And so when the legends fought you, and I'm not even talking about when you were champ or tried to become champ, I'm talking about the dudes that fought you on the way up. The important thing in this sport is the belt. The most important thing to the UFC is the belt. That's what everything gears towards. And they have told us they hate when people vacate the title or don't want to defend the title. Well, that's what's happening right now. So tell me where I've been unfair. Tell me where I've lied. Tell me where I've been biased. I saw some people saying yesterday, like, oh, he just defended the title. All right. Are we going to wait till November to strip him? The fight that they want to book is for November. It's for MSG. If he doesn't want to fight today for November, it's time to move on.
After months of trading jabs online, teasing fans, and hinting at a unification bout with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones has finally come clean. He's stepping away from the action for the time being.
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy.
Dana White says I'm his man. We love that.
We love that on the channel.
And what about Francis Ngannou? You having him? You want some?
The day that I start ducking out of fights and turning opponents down and stuff like that is the day that I'm going to retire. So, as I've always said, and you can ask any promoter I've ever worked with, any guys at the UFC, I'll fight anyone, I'll fight anytime, and I'll fight anywhere. Never turn down a fight in my life, never will. The day that I start thinking about turning down fights is the day that I'll retire. So to answer the question, whoever they want me to fight is who I'm going to fight.
The interim light heavyweight champion, the man that's held the interim strap longer than anyone else, almost as long as Jon Jones has been the heavyweight champ, he's moved on mentally. He is now training for Alexander Volkov or Jailton Almeida, right? I don't know what to make of this. You don't know what to make of this. Jon Jones living his best life, not being upfront about what his intentions are. Will he fight? Won't he fight? Listen, defend or vacate. Simple as that. And everyone's had enough of it. You've got to defend the belt or vacate. Simple as that. You can't just hang on to it for an elongated period of time and then just decide to fight whenever you want. No, you owe a duty to the fans, to the opponents, to the division. You owe it to yourself. And I tell you what, he doesn't want to give Tom a chance because he's worried about getting beaten. Okay? Never mind that. Legacy's not like that. People will look at Jon Jones and say, yeah, he was a tremendous champion. And if he goes out there against Tom Aspinall, a new generation guy, and was to give it his best shot, and he was to lose, but he still had the balls to put it on the line, which, by the way, is what every single fighter does when they step in the octagon. We all take chances. We don't know. We aren't guaranteed to win these fights. But if he was to do that, and he was to lose in a valiant effort, people would say, well, you know, he's a bit older. Tom Aspinall came through, but look at the career that he had. Unbelievable. One of the greatest of all time, right?
Fans are saying this is the most obvious indication yet that he's avoiding the showdown everyone's been waiting for. As for Dana White, he's had it. This time, he's done being patient. He's reportedly given Jon a strict 2-week deadline to commit to the fight or face being stripped of his title for good.
What I'm about to ask you, you're not going to say is the beauty of what we do, because I know you're sick of the question. Does Jon Jones not want to fight, or does Jon Jones just not want to fight Tom Aspinall?
Listen, Jon Jones has been an interesting human being to deal with since the day he got here. But I will say this about him. You would never hear me out, talking about he's the GOAT and he's the this and he's the that if Jon Jones didn't want to fight people. Jon Jones has never, ever said, I'm afraid to fight this guy, or I don't like this fight for me, or any of that stuff.
So if, for instance, he doesn't fight this guy, who would you like to see him fight? Or are you going to wait until he fights this guy?
I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out over the next couple weeks. But yeah, if we can't get this fight done, we'll move on quickly.
Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones fight. It's a bit different now, right? Because Jon's been tweeting a lot about the fact that he's told you his plans, he's ready to vacate the belt, and all the rest of it.
He said he's ready to vacate the belt?
He said he doesn't care if you strip him, he would vacate it.
Crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whenever he's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight. And Tuesday, we'll figure this out.
If he doesn't fight, because he also called out Francis Ngannou, he said he'd rather fight Francis, which I assume.
Who did?
Jon.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that interested in that. But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him? Would you?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Habib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer. So it's none of my business. I'll do what I can to make the fight if we can. If he's talking that crazy. I didn't realize that.
For the first time, it seems like the UFC is finally done shielding Jon Jones and is looking to push the heavyweight division forward. On the other side, Tom Aspinall has had enough. He recently posted that he is now focusing on staying prepared for potential matchups with Volkov or Almeida, making it clear he won't let Jones stall his momentum anymore. But fans have started pointing out an interesting possibility, with a major Paris event scheduled for September and Cyril Gane being the local favorite. A Gane versus Aspinall showdown might just become the next headline bout if Jones continues to delay.
There's nowhere to go for Johnny. He either has to fight me or retire now. If he does retire, everyone knows that he will have been avoiding me. I want to fight. Absolutely, I want to fight. If that's against Jon Jones or not. I'm just waiting on a date, man. Dana White's come out this week and said that Jon Jones is happy to do it. I've been in the rooms with the UFC and they've told me it's happening. I'm not chasing Jon Jones. The
reason I want to fight Jon Jones is because he's got the belt. He's #1 heavyweight walking around the planet Earth. But we need to find out who the guy is. If it's not Jon Jones, get out of the way. I'll fight someone else. Happy days.
Cyril Gane is maybe next opponent for you?
Well, he can fight Almeida first because he refused to fight with me. So now, before he jumps back in and waits for a shot, he can fight Almeida. Them guys can fight, and the winner can fight me.
When you're an interim champion, they only make an interim champion when the champion cannot defend the belt. So for Jon Jones, he couldn't defend the belt because he tore his pec muscle. So the interim champion means he should be fighting the champion right off the bat. That's not the case with Jon Jones, right? Because Jon Jones is going to fight Stipe Miocic. So the interim champion is supposed to sit there and wait. But by law, in like the regulations, once Jon Jones steps in the cage, he is stripped of his interim champion because the champion has returned. There is no longer for interim champion. What is the point of having an interim champion when the champion is ready to fight?
This is the only sport in the world you can have somebody hold your career back.
Yep. I've been almost a year inactive with no prospects of anything. Just be ready, and we'll just let you know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of difficult, like mentally, to.
Oh yeah.
This is the fight against Jon Jones. Like, not the fight is another thing.
Yeah.
This is the tricky bit where I really have to stay switched on, stay motivated, and I'm trying my best. I'm trying. It's tough. As you said a minute ago, no one really knows what's going on behind the scenes apart from me.
Exactly. You're an office cooking.
I train all the time anyway. Just because I'm not going to fight doesn't mean I don't train. Like, I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. It's just about the title for me.
Yep.
I just want the title. That's it.
Yep.
There's nothing else really matters. So
you're like, let me do my thing. Let me fight.
I just want to fight.
And I think that's the respectful way to go about it. It's like, you don't care if it's Jon, and it's no disrespect to Jon. It's no disrespect to anybody out there. You're just trying to fight. Yep. I just want to fight.
Yep.
The UFC is about one guy being the champion of each division. I defended the interim once already. It's almost unheard of. That is unprecedented. I thought it was silly the first time, to be honest. The reason that I did it, the first time I fought Curtis Blades, it went down as a loss. I got injured. Worst moment of my career, one of the worst moments of my life. I wanted to redeem myself and get the legit victory against Curtis Blades because it was unfinished business. Like, that was hurting my ego, and I wanted to prove that I was better than Blades, which I did in the rematch, and I defended the interim. Something else, that particular fight was in Manchester, in my hometown. I wanted to fight in my hometown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that again in front of a sold out, brand new Co-op Live arena in Manchester, England. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do that again. So for them two reasons, that's why I defended the interim. I'm not doing it again. Like, I've cleared out the rest of the division, undisputed, and that's it. I deserve a shot at being known as the best heavyweight walking around on planet Earth. It doesn't matter on the opponent, undisputed, mate.
Jon Jones.
Oh yeah. That old one, living his best life, mate, in Thailand. So everybody reaches a sell-by date, don't they? Everybody's got a time limit. He's reached it, and we move on.
I reckon anyone else in that position would have been stripped. I was talking to Adam Cattle about it the other week.
Yeah, seen it.
He should be stripped now.
It obviously was a bit annoying at the time, but it's all in the past now. We're moving forward. Everything's good. We can get fighting again, and I just want to get fighting, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Must be fucking sick of getting asked about that, you know.
It's not the best. You know what? It's better now because I do know what's going on a little bit, and I am going to fight soon, so that's nice. But for like the last kind of 6 months, I've just not known what's going on. Do you know what the worst bit is? Is like, you know this yourself. It's like money, fame, titles, rankings, all that aside, I just love fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like fighting people. That's what I got into it for. I didn't get into it for anything else. All the other stuff is just like nice to have on top. I want to be the best fighter I can be. I love it. I'm in the gym every day. I just want to fight. That's been taken away from me for like nearly a year now. And that's got nothing to do with me, which is, it's a bit frustrating, to be honest. But we are nearly over it now, which is good.
The fact he's not stepping up and fighting yet, he's let the whole MMA fan base down.
I couldn't have somebody else saying that they're going to beat me and not at least fight them. And then if I lose, at least I tried my best.
And it's even more in that case when you're the reigning heavyweight champion of the world and you've got someone holding.
It is crazy. It is a crazy situation, but there's a lot of politics in there in the UFC at the top levels, and it's just like out of my hands, so there's nothing I can really do about it.
And I know what you're going to say, Jon Jones is retired. But if he never steps into the cage with you and you two never fight, what do you think that does for his legacy, but also for your legacy? Is it possible for you to be the best and be the greatest without beating him?
That's someone else's opinion, to be honest. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really
thinking about that too much, to be honest.
So that sort of stuff doesn't bother
No,
you, as long
doesn't
as you're
bother me.
fighting the people
I can
that are
only
in front of you.
I can only control what I can control. The other stuff is to do with other people.
And honestly, it's become a hot topic. While Jon continues to dodge questions and shy away from making solid commitments, Tom Aspinall is putting in the work, daily grinding in the gym, sharpening his skills, and letting everyone know he's ready to take on any challenger, anywhere, just to keep the division alive and the title active.
Just look at the language Jones has been using from day one about Tom Aspinall. Why would I gamble my legacy on someone like him? Jon Jones, gamble. You win every fight, don't you? You're guaranteed to win every fight. You can beat anyone. Every fight, if you're the best fighting the best, is a bit of a gamble. But you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're supposed to go on and do that. I've never ever known a champion who tells everyone how great they are and yet doesn't want to fight the best challenger. I tell a lie. Actually, I do remember one time, Tyson Fury, when he did not want to fight Alexander Usyk. Oh, he's not a big enough name. Oh, and he made all the excuses in the world. And guess what? Usyk beat him twice. And this is exactly why Jon Jones doesn't want to take that fight, because he can see what the fuck is on the way. Jones spent the majority of his career as a heavyweight, boiling down to light heavyweight, beating guys who are actually middleweight.
I've got a fight coming up soon. There are a lot of politics involved, unfortunately, but that is the nature of elite sports. That's what happens. It's not something that I've experienced too much of, to be honest, up until the last kind of 10 months of my life. But I think, I really believe it's going to come good in the end and everything's going to work out for the best. So we look forward to that.
Some fans believe Jon Jones is carefully safeguarding his legacy, stepping away under the guise of injuries and bad timing. The theory: he's subtly bowing out to avoid putting everything on the line against the most dangerous rising force in the heavyweight division. Jon being Jon, playing mental games. He thrives on unpredictability, stirring up speculation, and keeping all eyes on him. But the UFC's patience is running thin. The heavyweight division is stuck in limbo. Top contenders like Gan, Pavlovich, and Volkov are all left waiting, their careers on hold until Jon makes a move.
An idea. He was the one who delayed till Francis was out the fucking door. He could have fought Francis a long time ago. If he'd just taken the chance of going up to heavyweight earlier, we could have had him versus a prime Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez was 240. Jon Jones is 260, 265. And you're telling me Cain Velasquez was too big for him? What a load of shit. Stipe Miocic could have fought him in his prime, another one who was no bigger than Jon Jones. So when he's giving it the big and being like, oh, well, people always think someone's going to come and dethrone me. And yeah, I get the narrative. That was the way at light heavyweight. There was always that next guy coming up. But you ain't never fought an animal like Tom Aspinall, who is as quick on his feet, who has the speed that he does at 260 pounds, who has the heavy hands that he does. You have never been in there with a beast like that. It's just not happened. I'm not saying that means Aspinall wins, but for people to do the Tyson Fury thing of going, oh, well, he's always won, so therefore he always will win.
You know, it's a situation that is also stuck in the corner for everyone. Like, I mean, for both of them. Like, who is obligated to have a fight that he won? A champ or an interim champ? Right? Who, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think if you win the interim title, the expectation is that a title unification fight should follow.
That's expectation. I totally agree with you. But again, like, if interim champ and champ, who is in the position to pick? Because like the only reason why we get here is because the organization makes everything happen. They organize everything. But now, I don't think the blame should be on either Jon or Aspinall.
I think that's a very fair point.
Everybody is claiming what's right. But the only thing is that nobody really want to play at the point the organization, right?
Yes. And because the organization, they pulled Stipe Miocic, they could have booked.
Yeah, if I'm Jon, I want to do like the fight. Basically, my fight in November by last year being cancelled against Stipe or something. And then maybe that's my retirement fight. Maybe this is my last fight. Then I don't really want somebody to like force me or tell me which one to fight. You know, I think at this point, he has a little bit of a leverage in that one. So, I mean, I'm not saying none of them are right. The situation is just a little complicated.
And it ultimately comes down to the matchmakers.
There's one guy who could mimic a Jon Jones on the feet. It's Rieker Verhoeven. Your big.
He's gonna wipe the floor. He's gonna wipe the floor with Jon Jones.
You believe
Jon Jones
100%.
doesn't have a chance versus Tom Aspinall. Mark my words. Tom Aspinall is a freaking monster.
I love it.
On his feet and on the ground. So, and I truly believe that Jon Jones has never faced somebody that is that good on his feet. On the ground, he's faced some guys that are pretty good. But on his feet, I think Tom is, he would even do good in the kickboxing ring. He would be a top competitor for to fight me as well.
Dana White has drawn the line 2 weeks, or it's over. So the big question remains, is Jon Jones truly the greatest of all time, or just another obstacle standing in the way of the new era? One thing's certain, Tom Aspinall isn't waiting around. He's not pleading for a chance or chasing headlines. He's putting in the work, staying sharp and getting more dangerous by the day. Whoever ends up across from him next better be ready, because that fight won't be one they'll forget anytime soon.